Testing. There we go. Yeah, I have no idea what was going on there. Okay, so I've been without audio for ages. For 12 minutes, actually. That's impressive. Guys can hear me now, right? If it is working now, literally all I had to do to fix it was turn audio on and off again in OBS. Which is beyond stupid, but if it worked, it worked. But I'll need you guys to tell me if it worked. That's so strange. Wonder why it broke. I mean, it doesn't really matter now it's working, but... Cool. The dabs are back, but it's the wrong person doing them. We need Yorch to come back and do his dabs. I'm gonna resample these a bit higher. Let's go 8 CVs. There we go, it's a bit nicer. That kind of works. So I am going to need to move him out here. Like that works. And then this guy is all kinds of wrong. See, now's the stream where I'm going to be going in and actually doing guide sculpting. Like actually giving an effort into guides. Granted, this flow I'm doing right now isn't in the ref. Like, it's just not. But it doesn't really matter. I'm just kind of having some fun with it. Something like that doesn't quite work. That works a bit better. I need to do the same on the other eyelid. So let's start doing that. One guide at a time. So you're gonna need to... this guy's gonna need to do something like that, and then this guy will need to change a lot. He can just go down, but do it in more like that. His length seems to be a bit shorter than the others too. I'm gonna move him. Oh shit! Move him there. Cool. Something weird going on there. Let's just see if we can grab. There he is. Get you there. Okay, so for this guide, I'm going to start wanting it to kind of curl up towards the eyebrow a little bit. Just so it has some influence. Cool. This guy, move you up. And then this guy's gonna get confusing. What expression don't you understand? The football going home one? I have no idea either. Someone told me the other day it's something to do with football being invented in England, but I don't know if that's true or not. To be honest, I have like no interest in football. Which for someone who came from Manchester is pretty rare. It kind of works. Feels more like an octopus monster than a set of eyebrows, but Resample. Cool, so we need to get some guides in this region. Oh, mess some stuff up back there. So just get the camera lined up. There you go. Sounds like an artist checklist. Dislike for football. Yeah, it's quite funny because obviously there's a lot of artists that love football, but like I find it's more common than usual to find people that don't like football in 3D industry. Wonder why that is. I'm gonna let them cross over a little bit, but not that much. Cool, and then let's add a guide here, see what it does. Resample. Resample again. So in theory, we now have all the hairs kind of removed from that. Why is he lying flat? And when I said the hairs removed from that, I meant the eye. I know that wasn't very articulate. There we go. Color you down. Pull you out. So let's see what the hair's doing now. Oh, why did I open the eye shed? Yeti. But I could use the outliner for that, to be honest. So obviously we're going to have hair growing through the eye, but that's not a concern yet, to be honest. I just want to see what the hair around the eye is doing. Let's go into the Arnold menu. Taking a moment to start the render. I should probably kill off beak for a little bit because it's like by far the most heavy groom in the scene, despite just being on a beak in the feet. I do need to relight this scene again at some point. I need to like rethink its presentation because presentation is really poor at the moment. That just makes it feel more CG. Once I've got the eyes working, I'll get a quick density attribute in there, and then we can worry about length. The last thing I'll do is the partings, because I need to figure out what kind of flow I want. I might need to like reverse the flow on the upper head. I don't know yet. Let's kill that for a moment. Okay, Alt save. I haven't saved yet. Hide you. Now try to render. Come on. Maybe I need to update full scene. when it gets really slow, update full scene tends to kind of refresh things a bit. Helps out. This is struggling. Wonder why it's struggling so much. Maybe I'll just have to trust it for a bit. There we go. Oh, I just went for the wrong camera. So let's see, is the fur roughly parting? Yeah, I think once I paint out the inside of the eye, that's going to be working. What about this eye? Yeah, that will work. Alright, cool. So let's get some attributes in there. For now, we just need to go into this guy and make it a template. And basically anywhere that these two meshes intersect. In fact, maybe actually that might not be the best way. Let's try hiding you. No, a template will work actually. Okay, so we just need to add some guides in the middle of this. And I'm going to intentionally kind of break the guides in this area. So initial strand length 0.1. So what is I'm looking for right now? If we go into the tool options, edit groom. Cool. So that's what I want. Now I just need to scatter. Maybe not that much. Maybe not that much either. There you go. Cool. Let's do the same on the other eye. I will need to move this guy to the outside. There we go. There we go. Let's just grab this guy a little bit as well. There we go. So, to go into attribute paint and create a new attribute, add for density. I know there's a preset attribute that's used called density, but I don't like using preset attributes. Reason being because you can kind of accidentally override that or change it and do all sorts of weird shit with it. I much prefer to have a specific attribute that I can know that I'm using the correct thing, if you get what I mean. This is a very unclean way of doing density map, by the way. If this was an actual project, I'd go in and paint an actual texture, but in this case, I just don't care. So now I've got that. If I go into here, well, luckily actually, because of the length of the guys, that kind of changes it anyway. But if I go into this guy, go into fur body, then go into Yeti graph editor. So I can just go to that first scatter, which is this guy. That's a that doesn't matter too much. So if I go to this guy now, plug in fur density. I probably need to make sure that's double. That's set up actually. Yeah, fur density So that's set up. Then just drag this guy. There you go. So now we have less density around the eyes. Granted, it's still gonna go in and like average some hairs in, but that's where the shorter guides comes in, kind of helps us a bit. So now when I show this guy, or actually he already is being shown. Now when I actually show the groom, there we go. Technically speaking, doing this will help as well. There we go. So now I can show these properly. We are getting a bit of a bald patch around, which isn't good. But maybe the render density will kind of sort it out for us. Let's give that a test. We can always just get rid of the density change and just use the interpolation. Yeah, this is why maps are so helpful. Okay, so let's go in and remove that connection. Set that back to density. Let's see if that's any better. There we go. I prefer that. Okay, so that's what we're going with. Maybe I can clean that up at a later point. Is the body being smoothed? It is. So I wouldn't expect that to look that way. Either way, it's working. So now we need to fix the actual softness of the fur. There's a few ways we can do that. First off though, let's do that. I'm going to do this. Let me just close you. Set you to be Yeti graph editor. There we go. So now I'm going to go into that clump 1, and we have fly away, but I just want a percentage, so we want less hairs to be clumped. So let's go 3, 5. So that will immediately remove some of that clumping. Like, the clumps are still the same size, but now they are kind of softer, they're more set in. I could even go a layer lower. We need to update full scene. That overall will be a lot smoother now. It'd be worth at some point doing a map for that, maybe. It also removes like general features everywhere. But actually, yeah, let's do that. So 0.6 is what it was. So let's go in and create an attribute. Okay, so let's go into Outliner, grab you, and we're just going to create a brand new attribute on this. So add. This one we're going to call C01 mask. All caps. C01 mask. Oh no, actually I need to rename that. C01 rename. C01 percentage. Cool, and I'm going to copy that before I forget it. Cool, so now we've got C01 percentage. I'm going to flood fill this to 0.6, which is the old value. Flood fill. So now they've all got 0.6 painted, and then I can just go in and paint 0.3 wherever I want that to be. So I'm just going to go in down here. But actually, it would be quicker for me to do that and paint 0.6 in where I want it. Like that. Let's just get patches that are a bit clumpier. It doesn't really make them clumpier, it just makes more hairs clump. Which I think is a very subtle difference in the wording there, but it does make a difference. Let's just quickly sculpt this while we're at it. That'll do. Cool. So now we just go in and go into the... No, not you. It says for CO1 percentage. Just remember that. Cool, so we just need to check if this is being copied in, which I don't think it will be by default. No, okay, so we need to create a attribute. Create, where are you at? I always forget what attribute is, there we go. It's weird because it's like kind of in alphabetical order, but not fully. So this we just want to be attribute, so CO1 percentage. Oh, why don't I just paste that? Sample the groom. There we go. So then all the hairs will now have this CO1 percentage. So now when we go into this guy, in theory that should work now. Yeah, there we go. So now it'll be more hairs clumped where I've got that painted in. So I can paint that to 100% wherever I want it. No idea what's going on here, but... so that should help. We do need to increase the length, mostly. So let's just go hide you again. I could try doing a length override, but I prefer not to do that. So let's just go into length. I'm going to... Can you invert mask? I think you can. Invert selection, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to select kind of here. In fact, I'm just going to select, like, need the arms. Fuck it, actually. I'll just select, like, the top half. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Okay, you can clear selection by just holding control and clicking off the model. Cool. Go around the back. Cool. Then invert that. We're just going to go into length, and we're going to add. What's the current length actually? Let's grab the current length. 0.1. Okay, so we're going to add 0.5. See, it's plus flood fill. Something like that will do. And then I don't want to add partings like that, so let's see what we can get out of this now. Show the body. feel like I kind of need to hide the knife at the moment. Just a question, why Yeti and not Action? Is there any disadvantage on Action? I'm just trying to get used to Action. Yeah, just trying to get used to Yeti even. I've been using Action for years, I got really bored of it. I mean, Action has its flaws. I hate the feather workflow in Action in that it doesn't really have one. But it's even for, like, even considering the fact it doesn't really have a feather tool. But where was I going with that? Like, basically feathers fucking suck in Action. Alright, so this is a mile off, so let's see if we can get... oh, is it assuming... Wait, is every hair clumping? I think every hair is clumping. Let's go into that. Default. Set you to percentage. Update full scene. Oh, hello. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So that's a 1. It's just taking that default value, so what's going on here then? Let's create a color, or shader even. Set you to... Oh wait, I don't want that. So vertex. So we do have CO1 percentage in there, right? Rename. No, I can't do that. Hey. Okay, so let's go into... In Yeti 4 you don't need to connect the groom to the second input of your attribute to make it work. As far as I'm aware you do. But mine should have been connected. Is it not connected? Did I just somehow skip that? Okay, let's just load the latest crash. One nice thing in Yeti is that you can just load crash files and it doesn't break the groom. So did I somehow miss... let's go into here. How the fuck did I miss that? Yeah, you absolutely do have to. And I knew that you had to, but somehow I forgot. There we go. That's so strange. Okay, so that's working now. So let's go back into you. So I'm going to search for fluffy teddies and see what I can find fur-wise while this renders in the background. So fluffy teddy, I need to find really soft fur. Hey Benji, how you doing, man? It's not really for me. I should probably search by image size. So that's not what I want. Oh. It's low res too. I actually bought one of these. They're fucking fantastic. We have one downstairs in the house. Oh, it's upstairs. No, it's upstairs now, actually. We used to have it downstairs, like looking out the window to the street. It's fucking great. I had to find a really soft fur to start copying, because the actual ref is not that helpful. Very low res. Well, thanks, Andy. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Just trying to find a good reference to start matching for this. This kind of works. It's not the most high-res image. Do we have any higher res than that? But actually, let's see if it's going to do any good at finding similar images. Nah, it's not going to categorize by fur type, of course. Okay, so what can we find? I love how when you search Fluffy Teddy, like so many of them are CG renders. Really low res again. Okay, so this is going to be our main ref then, I guess. Let me get him on the other screen. Cool. So, and it's getting some softness, but it's not the right kind of softness yet. And that clumping is nowhere near defined enough. Although the length change is definitely helping. So something we could do is remap the... We could paint the kind of clump percentage to be 0 and 1, and then remap it in the expression. And that would give us more control. Faster control, should I say. I also need to kind of add some kind of procedural direction variation. Oh yeah, let's do that now actually. Let's because that's normally quite a quick win. Although technically I could just do it with the guides, because I do have enough guides. Something I'd quite like to clarify as well is, in the previous stream I did say this, but not everyone would have seen both streams. I normally do way less guides than this. I just wanted to try out kind of the guide sculpting in Yeti, and like, you know, some people just literally just put loads of guides down and brush it. I found this really isn't for me. I hate this method. But, you know, it's always worth testing out stuff, even if you think you'll hate it ahead of time. So, let's go into Edit Groom. Tool settings. Go to you. And I'm just going to quickly move the tips of some of these. Get some more. Some more variation in there. I'm just going to brush you up to kind of curl it out. Could even randomize to some extent. I don't know if there's a way to randomize with the cone brush, but it would be really cool if there was. But yeah, so let's just get some. Still can't believe I missed plugging in the attribute node. Plugging the groom to the second input of attribute node. That's so dumb. Oh, hello. Wait, why did I do that? projecting through in a few cases. Cool. So, spell that. That's a bit better. Okay. Go next. Actually, let's get those. There we go. Get rid of you. The rest are feeling fine, so let's just pull these guys out. There we go. That's the arm sorted. So, we're going to need to start getting partings in there pretty soon. Currently I'm just trying to get some vaguely interesting shapes in here. I don't really like this kind of group guide sculpting thing, but I've seen a few people use it. Really want to give it a fair go. Cool. So, now I need to start sculpting hair down here. Just to kind of bend it away from the feet in some way. Cool. The beak I'm going to kind of ignore, because the camera angle you don't really see anything intersecting the beak too much. Cool. So, in fact, let me just quickly... I wonder how that will feel. Granted, that's kind of giving them a belly, but let's have a quick look. Yeah, not good. Let's not do that. Edit groom. Cool. So let's give that a quick test render, see how it's doing. I'm gonna save this scene as well. What? You did what? You did it? I'm so proud, I don't even know what you did. You did what? Oh, you cut your hair! I was like, what are you wearing? I'm missing like 50% of my Yeah, you're missing quite a lot of hair. Do you like it? It's light.
It's not in the back of my neck. It's not. It's actually already curly. Like, because the bottom bit that was straight in my hair was the damaged part.
Yeah.
So I cut that, and now I have curls.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
I mean, you even back up it.
Yeah, I can have a look at it later after the stream. I'm trying to get the fluffy boy.
Cut my hair, guys. I'm the real life groom artist that nobody asked for. My mother's going to kill me.
Ah, it doesn't matter.
She messaged me the other day like, your hair is so pretty long, and I was like, that's it.
That's my reason to cut it.
That's it, we're done. I'm gonna nip around for like a quick little walk.
Yeah, sure. Cool.
When the stream's done, can you hoover the bathroom? Did you hoover the bathroom the other day?
No, because you said you were hoovering the bathroom.
Sorry, would you mind hoovering it?
Yeah, I can give it a hoover later. Yep.
Just around the sink. I'll come use So
Yeah, it's fine. I know how to hoover the room. Don't worry.
it's because sometimes the bigger, the sweepy one doesn't pick up the.
Yep. All right, cool. Bye. Becca's cut her hair. It looks quite good actually. Right, so this is feeling a little bit featureless. Adding the kind of seam would help that quite a lot, but I don't know. It's probably not enough. Let me get the original ref open as well. So obviously we can't really see much. We can see some kind of clumping shapes here. We can't see anything on here. Can't see anything really on here. But I can see like some kind of breakup. So I think we need some bigger clumps in there. So let's get some bigger clumps in there, I guess. I'm going to paint the attribute on that guy. So let's just hide this. I think I'm going to try the percentage thing of remapping values. Technically I could already remap values because I know what they are, but I prefer to work with absolute. So CO1 percentage. I'm going to flood fill to 0. So you to 0. Flood fill. I'm going to paint a value of 1 where I want there to be clumping. And I can kind of randomize some sections as well, just to get a bit of something more interesting. But yeah, if we just quickly do something like that. And then, I guess around the feet, we're going to want quite a lot of clumping. Cool. Around here, sure, why not? And then let's just add a little bit around. Focusing mainly on the front. Right, can you flood fill randomness? You can, but that's really strong. 0.1 round. There we go. So that's now flood filled with randomness. Just paint value of 1 back in. Any idea what the most efficient way to simulate action hair is? Like, do you need to simulate the guides in Houdini or? Depends on what you're doing. If you're doing something that's got like lots and lots of stuff going on, then you know Houdini wouldn't hurt. But at the same time, N-hair is very efficient. N-hair is still a pretty good standard to follow. So you know, by all means use that. I tend to avoid using the anim wires modifier, but not because it's worse, just because I prefer to simulate the guides directly. But then that depends on how you've got your guide set up, so you know, keep that in mind. Right, so this is going to be crazy. Basically every hair around the eye is going to be clumped, and none in the rest of it are going to be clumped. So now we're going to remap that. Let's go into our expression here. So we've got this guy. This expression we're going to remap. So we just want to go... what's going to be the best way to remap this? Curve. And so we're going to use that as our coordinates, and then so that means that a value of 0 can now become a value of 0.35 with a interpolation of 3, and a value of 1 will become a value of 0.6. So that now has a little bit more kind of freedom to control. So temporarily, I'm going to set these back to 1 and see what happens. So let's just replace that with 1. So that means every hair is clumped. I just want to see what that looks like. So let's go into here. Obviously we don't want anything like this. I'm just more looking at it to see kind of what it does. Also, this is our small clumps, which is way too big. Maybe that's what the overall issue is. My small clumps is way too big. Maybe that's why we have to do all this shit. Okay, let's Let's give this a second. Yeah, let's decrease the size of these guys. So what's my actual density? My density is 20,000. So let's set this to 6,000. So that's going to make the main clumps a lot smaller. And obviously that will have a knock-on effect to the large clumps, which we'll now need to set up. Oh, we need to update full scene. That's switch camera again, hasn't it? Come on. Do your thing. That feels so much better. Okay, so now we can raise the percentages that are clumped. And then we'll have to get the large clumps in there. That feels so much better. Cool, so let's give this area a quick trial. Still feels a bit crazy here, but that could also be the large clumps. Might go even smaller on those clumps. Let's do a viewport kind of look at this guy. This is the small clumps. Yeah, no, they're plenty dense enough. And they're clumping to clump 2, which doesn't do a huge amount. Just some areas that kind of pull shit together. I am going to increase the size of that too. So we doubled the other one, so let's set you to not quite double. And let's have a quick look actually how... Yeah, so that's my actual big clumps. There are some really large bald spots though. Maybe that's the issue with this guy. Okay, let's add... Oh, let's set to -1. Even though I could go to negative numbers. Yes, this guy's maybe a bit too sparse, so let's just go one relaxed step, and that just moves things a little bit more uniform. Not uniform by any stretch, but a little bit closer. So that allows this guy to look a little bit better. Okay. So tip width is not far off, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. I've got very little taper just because this is artificial hair, so really there shouldn't be much taper, but I'm going to treat it as if when the hair gets cut, that kind of pinches it, and that makes it slightly thinner at the tip. That's the way I'm thinking of it. I'm going to have to remove this because that looks kind of bad. So let's just go into CO2 mask. And I'm just going to paint this down, because that feels like a really weird place. Wait, that's not what I want to do at all. There we go. So let's set you to be -0.2. And let's quickly kind of dot that out of existence. It's nice to have a little bit of something, but not the amount it's currently got. stuff like that's a bit nicer. Cool. So that feels a little bit better. Guides are still awful, but that's later me's problem. Guides are so bad. I hate the bulk brush method. Granted, it's probably because I'm not used to that method, and therefore I didn't do it correctly. But it doesn't mean I can't hate it. So let's quickly get some sculpting in here. Cool. So the head feels like it's too short. Did I have the image open? There's definitely a parting here. But the image is so low res. There's also the element of like the model being the wrong shape. I'm gonna add a little bit of guide work in here. Let's go get rid of you for a moment. And okay, so come on, there we go. So let's get rid of some of the guys that are getting a little bit too close. Okay, so now when we add a guide right there. Oh yeah, I need to conform new guides. Okay, so you got really stuck, didn't you? So let's sample this guy. Paint you to be the same. Resample. One thing I could do, actually that might be a bit quicker than repainting it every time, is add a guide further out and then pull it in. So what I mean by that is rather than place a guide here and then have to fix its length, if I just add a guide over here, mask him, and then move him over, I don't have to keep painting the length that way. I think that's a bit quicker. So let's just do that instead. We sample every time. I'm going to need to change U 0.01. Just do that. What did I just flood fill? Oh, I flood filled add, but that won't do anything. Resample. Cool. Add another guide over here. Mask, grab, move. Come on, there you go. Resample. Stuff like that will work a little bit better. Maybe one more guide up here. Something like that. Then we're going to need to do something similar for the other eye. Just removing the guys that are closest, because they're messing with the interpolation a bit too much. And we can probably move some of the existing ones, like that. There we go. So, add guide. You're kind of needed, actually. Let's have a bit of sculpting in this area. Actually, no, you need to do something more like that. Get a little bit of a kind of break in the angles. Makes it more interesting to look at. Wrong brush. Okay. I need to move this guy. That's better. So I don't think he's actually too bad. Like this eye, I mean. But we'll get just a little bit more tweaking. That'll work. Cool. So we probably should do something about this. The question is what? I've been sculpting the back again. Now I'm going to quickly sort out the back with the smooth tool. There we go. Less interesting, but also functional, which is a good combo. Let's just get a few guides up here selected. Deselect any that are actually intersecting, and quickly sculpt these dudes. I know I said earlier I wouldn't do this, but kind of compelled to right now. Cool. So we've got that working. Bog lies, just a little bit of tweaking. Bog lies? What? Right, so resample. I feel like one of the things I need to get this to work is to have the hair less straight. Kind of more sat together like this. It's like kind of gently curls. It feels like it might be what the issue is, like the hairs are just too straight, which makes them really boring. Cool. Big lies, just a little bit tweaking. Yeah, there we go. Right, so show you again. Let's get to the render view. I'm wondering if I need to increase the length of the whole groom, minus around the eyes. Which is really easy to do, to be fair. Oh, minus the eyes and the arms. What I'm wondering is just how that, how the parting happens, like what actually causes that to occur, because it doesn't make sense for it to be kind of longer on the bottom half. It's Rebecca. Let's just pick a section to... I could blur the length attribute maybe. Definitely need a lower percentage in this area of hairs clumped. Oh, actually, did I ever replace the... I didn't, did I? Okay, let's fix that. So let's go into the Yeti graph editor. Go to this guy. Yeah, never replaced this. So let's just quickly replace that with $percentage. Cool. And now the hair will feel a shit ton softer. Arguably too soft now, probably. There we go, it's starting to work now. So that'll soften it right up. So, too soft? Question mark? I think too soft. So let's increase that percentage in the lower areas. So let's set you to 0.5. Maybe set you to like 0.7. Getting there. I need to revisit the shader and the lighting. The lighting's still awful. Let's super quickly even out that length. So I'm going to hide you. Go into the length attribute. So, how do we want the actual length to work? First off, 0.2. Let's just increase that display size slightly. That's currently my length map, which obviously is like nonsense. What I'm wondering is, what does it require to work? I could just flood fill everything except the hands. What does flood fill everything? It should. The arms feel like they should be shorter. Again, like this is all the ref I have. It's not the best, but could just be that older fur is super slick. So let's just bulk, like fill this to come on. There we go. Let's just fill this to 1.5. Oh yeah, I'll need to fix the eyes. So they were set to 0.01. Cool. So now we're going to need to smooth out some shapes. Just because there's a bit of a weird kind of clash happening. So let's just smooth that out. Stuff like that. And then let's try combing like this. Just move you back a little bit. So that makes things flatter. Although it is causing a bit of intersection now. So let's not do it quite that much. It's alright, I've got Google open on my other screen. I'm more just trying to figure out, like, design-wise what I want to change. Oh, hello. Oh yeah, because it does flood fill everything, so I need to resample it. So, turn off obey normal. Something more like that. And then this area is going to be challenging. Obviously, you don't need to worry about the back too much, but still good to do something, right? Cool, there we go. Cool. So let's give that a test render. I'll give that a moment. I guess meanwhile I'll continue to look for a plushie with like the perfect fur, because I found like quite a lot that are kind of similar to what I want, but never found one that perfectly shows what I want. Funnily enough, when you search plushie, one of the first results you get is this little dude. Where to get? Let's actually go onto that link. Yeah, that's not even close. Yeah, it's annoying because people are just like, oh, you know, it doesn't need the knife, I just need to find out what the original plush, because obviously this didn't come with the knife originally. But it's like, no one's been able to trace what this duck is. Like, no one's been able to trace it. And it's really annoying. Because it is, like, legitimately cute. It's too smooth. Maybe long fur plushie. Just quickly nip back to this guy, one sec. This is definitely broken. Need to fix that area. Oh yeah, it's completely fucked. Okay, let's fix that area. So what I can do is, rather than fix each guide one by one, I can just go in and delete a bunch of the guides. He sent me an image. Where? Yeah, like rather than try to fix these one by one, I can delete all the guides that are kind of broken. And then just add new guides and quickly tweak the shapes. So I need to get rid of, which are the flat ones? I need to get rid of you, 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 and you. Any others? No? Arguably this guy. And then I can just add new guides in there. And then super quickly tweak their shapes so they're not just the interpolation. Because if you literally don't tweak their shapes, there's no point in having done it. You can just delete them and leave them deleted. Granted, Yeti doesn't seem to use the same interpolation for its guides as it does for its actual hairs, which is very strange. Because one of the best debugging tools in XGen is if you want to see where your hair isn't working, you just place a guide, and if the guide doesn't work, you know your hair wasn't going to. There's a guide missing here. We'll probably fix this dude right here. He sent it on Facebook. Alright, cool. I'll check now. Open image. Open image. So they're both kind of low res, is the problem? Wait, actually, no, when I open it up... Oh, that's weird. Okay. How come when I open it like that is so different in quality? Let's now open it in... Yeah, he's kind of cool. He's not quite what I'm going for, but he is kind of cool. He feels too soft for my taste. Yeah, he's probably the closest ref that's been posted so far. Put him on that guy. I wonder if it's possible to delete a percentage of guides. I'm just going to go in and start clearing guides out, because I don't like the way this is. In fact, I kind of want to just redo the guides. Like, completely. Except the eyes, because obviously they've been actually sculpted. Let's just quickly correct a few shapes. So the problem is when we bulk kind of increase the length, it doesn't care about the shapes of your hairs, it just extends them, which isn't really how length increasing works within hair. Cool, so... Okay, alt save. I can always go back on this if I don't like it. Bye bye. Oh wait, why did that change? Let's just see what we can get done. There we go. Cool. So we will We will allow it to conform new guides that are placed. But I want to go in and actually change shapes by hand. I can do something a lot more interesting that way. Also have generally more control. Okay, so we need to do something like that. Oh, I need to open the live stream on the other screen. So we need to flatten these guys like that. So we do need to change the segment length when it creates guides. So if I want 8 CVs, a longer hair that is 1.5, so that creates 15, so I need to half that. There we go. Close enough. Fix you as well. Right, so let's start adding. Oh, actually, we need to fix this guy. Stuff like that is good. So let's add a guide here, here, here. So we sample all these guys. And let's just figure out something that looks vaguely interesting. Like that. Why is this still so sensitive? Yeah, it's weird. Why is that not working? Is that too short? It feels like it's much shorter than it used to be. Oh yeah, 1.5. That is correct. Maybe it should be longer. Maybe it should be like 2. That feels more correct. So let's set you to point. 0.2. Oh, that's why. Okay. That was a 0 too low. 1.5 was it? No, it's 2.5. We'll call it 2.5. We'll see if deleting all the guides was a mistake later. I'm going to turn off conform. Doing everything asymmetrically is going to be a pain as well. So let's get you. Go, something more like that. I don't want it to feel symmetrical, but I also don't want it to feel too straight. So this needs to change. It feels better. That guy needs to be fixed as well. So what happens if I show the hair now? She's gonna freak out, right? Yeah, so I'll need to add guides up here. And guides in here. It's not too bad though. I kind of like this parting thing actually. That's kind of cool. Right, so we need to get a line of guides above these guys. And we need to pull these down. Well, in the case of that end guy, I'm going to pull him forward. Like that. So he just avoids the arm altogether. Maybe in the case of this guy, I'll do something similar. So he just kind of flows around it. Something like that kind of works. And just so it's not quite the same, push it to one side. Cool. Okay, guide in here. I can probably start conforming guides fairly soon, but not quite yet. Cool. So now let's start getting guides on the inside edge. So he's just going to sculpt from the top down. I'm not going to worry about what the guide below is doing. It's just quicker to do it like this. How we might even end up with some accidentally cool shapes. In the process, I need to change him. Okay, so you need to go that way. You need to go that way. In fact, you all need to go that way. Stuff like that kind of works. Kind of an interesting shape. like that kind of interesting. This is why I don't like doing the kind of mass guide sculpting thing. It's because you can't really get, well, not as easily for the way I like to work, you can't get as much kind of appeal into the individual curves. Because every brushstroke you do, you're kind of making one better and making another worse. That's why I always prefer to do the kind of separate guide sculpt thing that I do. Let's grab him. Grab you. Cool. So I set another guide right there, there, there. Let's make sure these are also doing something that we want. Have them follow, and have you just kind of do your own thing. Maybe even flick up a little bit. Kind of more interesting. He's not working. That's better. So let's do this again. Instead this time though, I'm going to try to do it layer by layer. Have each layer inform the last. But no, that's not going to work. Getting there. Read topology can be pretty chill. It depends on what you're doing. If you read topology stuff like an ear, hell no. Something like a face, yeah, it's pretty chill. UVing is something I find very relaxing. Probably the most relaxing part of the process, to be honest. This arm is a lot more samey than the previous one, so we'll have to do something to kind of mess it up soon. Maybe not that extreme, but something like that could be kind of interesting. Let's have a quick look. Need this area filling in. Sounds like it's working for the most part though. Which is good to see. UV, you're a mad fella. UV's a chill. They get way too much hate. Nah, that's way too boring. This guy's kind of messing everything up for us. We'll have to fix him. He's curling up too much. We need him just to behave himself a little bit. Just realised Becca said he's called the Cracker Barrel Soft Chick. That's not him at all. Cool. This arm's not as much a success as the previous one. What made that one work? I guess simpler individual shapes. I think this maybe was throwing it. And obviously this guy needs a bit of... Let's start using conform now. I've got enough guides nearby. So let's just add the same guides. That's you done. Have them all kind of curl towards the top a little bit. Cool. More guides. Definitely feeling the regret of deleting the old guides. Probably could have just deleted a lot of them instead, but I guess it's a good exercise to kind of do some more stuff. What? What? Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out some stuff in the group. Basically, we started the guides. Yeah. Squish. You okay? You're feeling really good about your hair, aren't you? Yeah, I can see it. It's nice. Your face looks like a face. It's always looked like a face. Rather pretty one too. Yeah. So what I'm going to do for the rest of it, because most of it doesn't matter as much as the front, I'm going to scatter guides that are really sparse and just quickly comb to get something vaguely in the shape I want. So let's go to scatter, and naturally this is going to be a bit too dense here. So if we go into attributes, so it used to be at least 0.1 apart, 0.2 apart, let's say. So it's like not much more dense than what I've got. Maybe even lower. Let's go 0.3 apart. Just do this. And these ones I'll just comb. Or like super quickly sculpt. I'll need to add some guides manually, but let's get them there. This is just to get the control back, basically. Like over the rest of the groom. Rather than like relying on coincidence to get us the shapes we need. Let's go 2, 5. There you go. Cool. So we're going to use this setting to get them going the direction we want them to go. Cool. Then once we've got that, we can go in and start to sculpt them again. We'll need to get some kind of crown at the top. Again, still hate this method, and if I had more time, I would get some proper lineup ref and like work my way around, matching bit by bit, but we don't really have that much time for this project, given that I was ill for the first week of it. I've essentially got like, what, 4 evenings total to get a groom and lit dev for this guy. So let's just see what that does out of interest. It's going to look really bad on the top, but... Then let's do a test render with that. Go into the old render view, Alt save our scene. Something awful happening here. Oh, that makes sense because this guide. Just quickly fix him. Right, let's do a proper pass. Come on. Cool. So now let's show the hair. I need to fix this area just here, aren't we? Where's that coming from? I guess the issue is coming from there. Wrong button. Let's get one more guard in there because it's quite a large area with nothing in it. Cool. I want to do the same on the other side as well. Yeah, this little like fist thing. Let's see what it looks like. Arm needs fixing. Why is it so broken? Not sure I've made the right judgment calls tonight. Maybe I've gone about this whole thing like completely wrong. Maybe it just needs to be way, way shorter. Like, way shorter. Should quickly check the arm. Let's just quickly try running some really bad practice. Nope. So let's go into the grow node and set the length multiplier to 0.5 and do the same for the clumps too. This is awful practice. But it's a good way to quickly test way shorter fur. In which case, I may as well just go back to the old guides and quickly flood fill them to be way shorter, right? If this works, which I think it is. Not sure, really unsure on this. It'd really help if like the main ref was actually like high res, or if I could find examples of the real doll. At the same time, I do quite like having the random long hairs. What do you guys think? Should I permanently lower the length, or should I keep the extra long fluff and just figure something out? There's just something about this that is lacking. It's something because of the length, and I can't quite tell what it is. Let's go back to view, store snapshot, even if it is super low res. Set you back to 1. Set you back to 1. And set you back to 1. Should I keep the long hair or keep the new short hair? Let's test the longer hair again. There's something to the longer hair that the shorter hair just doesn't have, but at the same time this doesn't feel even remotely faithful to ref, and I can't tell why. I wish the fucking original image was higher res. This might be the first project that is actually a dead end in terms of like the projects on this channel, because I've been quite happy with all of them so far. This just feels so much more interesting. And what about the one at the start of the stream? I feel like that one's definitely a downgrade, which is a good sign. I think the percentages need to change still. So let's go into Yeti Graph Editor, go into this guy, raise the percentage, so let's go 7.5, and let's just set you to 1. Kind of like the long one. Yeah, there's something the long one has that the shorter one just doesn't. I haven't nailed what it is yet. Granted, again, neither of them are overly faithful to the original ref. But then again, the original ref has like what, 50 hairs per pixel? Oh, the frustration is palpable. Just looking for ref on the other screen. Okay, let's stop fucking about with this. Continue on some more guide work for a moment. So, trust the process. That's what I gotta do. Keep trusting it. Okay. Let's go to add one here. Let's get a guide on there. Get you fixed up. going to call the stream done in about 15 minutes. There we go. Okay, you. Then we have to do above the arm to fix the bugs with that. So let's get you in there. Get you in there. We need a guide here. And we need some guides under here. So, guide right there, and there, and there, 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 and there. Let's just sculpt all those in one go. These guys are sparse enough where we can kind of get away with it. Okay, so we need to get these guys in front of the leg doing something more interesting now. Fill that up. Let's get a guide there. Do something like that. Should probably do another pass at the parting line thing as well. I'm aware it's quite noisy, but I kind of like it, so. Right, so. Obviously the top section is going to need to change a lot, but we'll get there. So let's conform new ones now. So let's place a crown up here. Turn off conform. This drum fill is amazing. I feel like I recognize it though. Okay, so we're going to need to get some more guides in there. So let's go add guide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Redo. let's give that a go. Holding up better. There's still a bit of a seam going on. So let's fix that guy up. So probably just need to add some more guides around this one. There we go. That should be better. It's held, but still not got rid of it. Need a guide here. Yeah, I think here and here. Maybe actually here might be the issue. Because that guide right there is super low. And that one. Better. So, how are we gonna do the seam line? If I can get at me. At least recovery files are actually stable in Yeti. File not found. Okay. Let's check the date on that file. Or the time even. Okay, it's a smaller file than the other ones. It looks like it worked. Oh no, it's lost the latest ones. Okay. But the crash recovery didn't work, so be it. Just have to quickly... In fact, I can leave some of those till later. So let's have a quick look at... I can fix this a different time. So... I'm going to try to do the parting thing again. See if I can remember how to do it. So, create a GlueMon mesh. For body partings. Let's just call it parting. Parting lines. Oh, I've already got it. Sick. Cool. So, how long are these guys? I need them set to a length of 1, right? There we go. So they're set to a length of 1 now. So now I can hide them again. And go into the Yeti graph editor. Create. Import. Room. Parting lines. Convert. So we're going to need to convert it back to strands. Fibers to strands. Between these, we need to copy the length over. Or we need to comb it, sorry, with these guys. So, okay, delete that guy. Actually, no. Put him in here. Okay, so then we want to comb using U. Okay. And we want to transform, create, transform. We need to create an attribute too. Create attribute. Guide length and groom sample length. Don't need to interpolate. Cool. Then multiply this by guide length. To be a float, but it is a float. I mean, I can be horrible about this and just put 0.2. Or is it you that's breaking? Oh wait, it might have been working that whole time. I just need to scale it by element. Okay, so if I guide okay, there we go. So then we need to convert this back. Actually, no, we don't. We need to clump. It's -1 on the weight. How is it he did it? I need to rewatch this video. There's something I'm losing between these steps. I can't remember what it is. Also, something's breaking there. Oh, wait. Okay, that's better. So how is it that he gets it to work? Okay, I'm gonna try adding a parting line that is edit room, tool settings, flood fill minus. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, and that length needs to tool settings. There we go. It's kind of working. The radius isn't big enough. Nope. What if I said it's like negative 0.2? Negative 1. How did he get from this to a parting? So it's pushing it away, it's repelling it. But there was a way that he got it to go further than this. I'm just going to put length in this. If I put length divided by 2. There we go. He got such a clean result from this. What if I set you to a curve? Oh yeah. Curve, strand, U. Position 0 equals 0, 3. Position 1 equals negative 1, 3. delete that. Create a new clump node. It's weird because I know that this should technically be working. Let's just do. It would be something simple, like really simple. I missed. Maybe the new clumping node doesn't allow it. Weird. Okay, well I can come back to it. For now, let's just do our end of stream render. Definitely a bit of a dead end project for me. But, you know, as time goes on, it'll get better. Just in case of not having enough time. So be it. It's taking its time to load. Has it crashed? There we go. Cool. So that'll be it for today's stream. I need to show the knife. And start the render. Yeah, that'll be it for today's stream. I'll probably work on it off stream because there's definitely a sense of frustration. You can convert the guides to curves and to bring those direction. Nice. But yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do off stream. I'm definitely getting pretty frustrated with this groom at the moment. It's a combination of factors. The parting system in this needs some serious work as well. But yeah, so be it. Whatever ends up coming out of this is what comes out of it. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, anyway, so that's gonna be it for today's stream. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. I'll probably stream tomorrow. I'll just try to work on this a little bit off stream. Kind of get through the really frustrating bits. And we'll see what comes out of it in the other end. But yeah, enjoy the rest of your night, guys, and I'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye bye.